up to you lot? You got your drinks? You've had your starters? Put your cell phones off so we can get started.
It ended, like most of my cases, with a stake through a vampire's heart. But it began with Effie, my overdeveloped secretary, with the underdeveloped typing skills, pulsating into my office.
You got a letter.
She said,
Well, why don't you read it to me, Apple Hips?
Well, you know that reading ain't part of my job description.
she explained. She was right about that. On the day she undulated into my office for a job interview, her qualifications were so obvious, I only had to ask one question. When can you start?
Well, hand it here, Tangerine.
Well, if you need anything else from me, all you have to do is whistle. I mean, you know how to whistle, don't you? You just have to push your lips together like this, and then you have to...
And what?
Whatever, you're such a gumshoe, you figure it out.
I watched her pulsate out of my office, returned my tongue to the general vicinity of my mouth, and opened the letter. The postmark read, Transylvania.
Some guy named, what was his name? Van Helsing was dropping me a dime to let me know he needed my help.
Dear Mr. Thyme, my name is Abraham Van Helsing, and I need your help. My country has recently suffered a sudden and, well, mysterious shortage of virgins.
Well, what country hasn't? Frankly, I don't see the problem.
You may not see this as a problem, but virgins happen to be my country's second leading export.
If virgins were the country's second leading export, I did not want to know what the first was.
You don't want to know what the number one export is. Unless this problem is solved, Transylvania. Unless this problem is solved, my country face certain economic disaster.
Economic disaster. Now that could be big. But then again, we're talking about a country with a gross national product of Hoboken, New Jersey. Nevertheless, the guy sounded desperate.
I'm desperate, Thyme. Please.
How could I refuse? I mean, I wanted to. Who the hell wants to go to Transylvania in the off-season. But what could I do? It is my job. The name's Thyme, just in time. I work for the FBI, the fictional Bureau of Investigation. I handle the toughest, dirtiest cases in English literature. That's right, I am a fictional detective. So, I did what I always do. I slipped on my coat, waiting, grabbed my fedora, and cued my saxophone accompaniment.
Van Helsing's directions were very clear. You leave the Transylvania station about 3:15. You read a magazine in your Crassetster Mall. Breakfast in the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Asia Minor. When I reached Transylvania, I would make my way to the mausoleum, a dive on the wrong side of Cemetery Road. The right side of Cemetery Road being the cemetery. Transylvania was that kind of town, and the mausoleum was my kind of joint. It was dark, dank, dingy, damp, decaying, decrepit, dreary, dismal, and depressing. It reminded me of a day I once was crazy about, but that's another story. The place was filled with the usual contingent of hustlers, lowlifes, bottom scrapers, and zombies. And I don't mean that metaphorically. I found an empty stool and took up residence.
Well, if it isn't just in time. Fictional detective.
Igor, I should have known. Long time no see.
A very long time.
Say, Igor, you still in the monster-making business?
I was only silent, partner.
Sure, whatever you say. What happened to your old boss?
When the church people and all the people in the town burnt down his castle, he left for Bucharest. He opened up a disco. He brought new life to the town, you could say.
You could say that. I, however, wouldn't.
What brings you here, Thyme?
Let's just say the railroad.
Always cracking wise, are you? Why are you here, Thyme?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
You've tried that once before.
Oh yeah, failed as I recall. Anyway, some guy named, what was his name? Van Helsing told me to meet him here.
Van Helsing?
Yes, Van Helsing.
Abraham Van Helsing?
Yes, Abraham Van Helsing.
Dr. Abraham Van Helsing?
Yes, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing.
I've never heard of him.
Don't you dare play dumb with me, Igor.
I never play.
I needed to know what Igor knew. And the only way I was going to find out was to put the screws to him.
Igor, I know you know this guy. You know that I know that you know this guy. I know that you know that I know that you know this guy. You know that I know that you know that I know that you know this guy. I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know this guy. You know that I know that you know that I know.
Okay, stop! I'll tell you what you want to know.
I know.
I know you know.
I know you know. I
What
know.
brings you here? Do you know that you actually passed him on your way in?
What are you talking about?
You
Trying to
passed
ask
him.
him if your client is dead.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You're telling me my client is dead?
Yes, that is correct. When you came here, you passed him in the cemetery.
The cemetery? Well, do tell why? What did he die?
Well, he isn't dancing the cha-cha there, you know.
Clearly. Well, anyway, tell me what the hell did he die of?
Well, when I last saw him, he was moving around like you and, well, like you. And the next thing, he was dead.
Very suspicious, don't you think?
All deaths in Transylvania are suspicious.
I wondered if Van Helsing's death had anything to do with the missing virgins. I wondered if it had anything to do with the letter you wrote him. I wondered.
I wondered what it would be like to lose myself in those big brown eyes, to taste those red, delicious lips, to fondle.
Buy another drink.
Sure thing. Igor,
Yes, master.
a Bloody Mary for the little lady, and the same for me.
Sure, master.
You see, Igor is famous for his Bloody Marys.
Oh, really? And what is it you're famous for?
Not getting involved with the dames who ask me what I am famous for.
Don't get me wrong. I like dames. Long-legged dames, well-built dames, good-looking dames, great-looking dames, incredibly gorgeous dames. I don't play favorites, but I never get involved. In my business, getting involved could also get you killed permanently.
2 Bloody Marys coming right up.
That was the best Bloody Mary I have ever had.
That's because I make it with real blood.
In that case, may I have another?
A dame who could drink me under the table? It was love at first sight. From that moment on, we were inseparable. Like 2 peas in a pot, like cherries in a bowl, like hot fudge and ice cream, like...
Why don't we just skip these food analogies and get out of here, Thyme?
There was something about her that made me forget about Van Helsing. Forget about the missing virgins. Forget about... forget about a lot of stuff I can't think of right now.
By the way, you can call me Molly.
Why?
Because it's my name.
I decided to take Molly out for a little carriage ride in the country. Just her and me, the moonlight, a blanket, and a shaker of Bloody Marys. Unfortunately, the country we happened to take our little carriage ride in was Transylvania.
You see, Thyme, I just love the Carpathian mountains during the rainy season. Don't you?
She was a strange girl, incredibly well built, but strange. Look,
What is it, Thyme?
The bridge.
What about the bridge?
It's out.
The bridge is out?
That's what I said. The bridge is out.
Oh, what will we do now? Just you and me? And only a shaker of Bloody Marys? A blanket? Oh, and a burning mutual attraction that must be satisfied before it consumes the both of us.
Well, Transylvania is your home country, sweet niece. Isn't there a place we could get in and out of the rain?
I'm afraid not, Thyme.
Oh, what about that place up there?
You mean that dark foreboding castle, perched precipitously on the jagged rocks, being pounded by an angry and merciless sea?
Yes, that castle.
Well, it looks charming enough, doesn't it?
Settled then. That zombie looks familiar.
I think I've seen him somewhere.
Definitely smelled him before. Ah, even has a doorbell.
Yes. May I help you?
The name's Thyme. The doll here calls herself Molly.
And why is that?
Well, because it's your name, of course. You see, we were taking a carriage ride through this beautiful countryside in
How romantic.
Yes, it was, until the storm hit and washed that bridge away.
Well, that bridge, that darn bridge.
Yes, that bridge. See, we were wondering, just perhaps, if we could stay, just until the storm blows over.
I shall ask the master.
Thank you.
Master.
Well, he seems like a nice fellow, doesn't he?
Sure, for a gargoyle.
You say, this place is quite furnished cozy for a dark, foreboding castle, perched precipitously on the precipice, being pounded by an angry and merciless sea. Don't you think, Thyme?
Sure, if your idea of interior decorating runs in an early mortuary.
1 second. It was just Molly and me. And then
Good evening!
some guy in a tuxedo made it 3.
And where did you come from?
Bucharest. I just flew in and boy are my arms tired.
What an old joke.
Joke? I never joke. I have no sense of humor.
Something about this guy gave me the willies. I don't know if it was the slicked back hair, the pale white complexion, or the blood dripping from his fangs.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Dracula. Count Dracula. And you are guests in Dracula's castle.
The names.
Thyme, yes, I know.
He knew my name before I even told him. Strange, very strange. I don't think we've ever met. I would have remembered.
And how is it that you know my name?
Renfield told me.
Oh yeah, so you haven't said yet. Anyway, if it's alright with you, for me and Tasty Toes over here to spend the night, or at least just until the storm goes over.
Mi casa, su casa. The girls will show you to your room, Mr. Thyme.
Girls. I tend to see 5 skinny broads with pale faces and straight black hair parted in the middle. They each wore skin-tight, not so full-length black dresses. If I hadn't known better, I would have thought I'd stumbled into a Cher concert.
Allow me to introduce my girls. Mandy, Candy, Sandy, Randy, and Martha. Say hello to Mr. Thyme, girl.
Hey, Mr. Thyme.
So, Count, you wouldn't happen to have a phone around here somewhere, just in case my office wants to reach me.
But of course.
And the number would be?
Girl.
Transylvania 65,000.
Miss Molly, if you will come with me, I will show you to your room.
While Molly went off with the Count, I followed Martha and Vangella's daughter. Dark, dank, dingy, damp, decaying, decrepit, dreary, dismal, and depressing hallway. Quite a nice place you've got here.
Well, we like it if you know what I mean.
Sure thing, Toots. I know exactly what you mean. I had absolutely no idea what you meant. But I was not going to let her know that. Just then, in the very, very bright stage lights, I noticed red marks on each of my captors' necks. Each mark had 2 little pinprick holes, kind of like perforated hickeys.
Well, Mr. Thyme, stay chat if you want. This is your room.
Yeah. Each was a cozy little cell, furnished with a candlestick, a desk, a chair, a coat rack. And, what's the big idea with this coffin?
Well, think of it as a theme room, Mr. Thyme.
And what might that theme be? Quick death?
Oh no, Mr. Thyme. It won't be quick. Not quick. Leave. Stay chat. At all.
was locked. I was trapped like a rat trapped like a rat in whatever a rat would be trapped in. Open this door!
Oh, Count Dracula, you mustn't.
It was Molly's voice, echoing down to me from somewhere in the castle.
Please, Count. I'm not that kind of girl.
Sugar calves, talk to me!
Please, Count, you don't understand.
Dracula, get your lily white hands off Molly's lily white.
You see, I'm a virgin! No, Count. No, Count. Count. Oh, Count.
Good gollies, Miss Molly. Come with me.
Time to find my way out.
It took me 3 days to pick the lock. All I had to work with was a shoelace, a collar button, and a slow laxative. When I finally got out, the castle was deserted. I looked everywhere for Molly, but she was gone. Disappeared into the night like an analogy for something disappearing into the night. Without Molly, I hit a dead end and rock bottom all at the same time. So, I did what any self-respecting gumshoe does when a dame takes a powder on him. I got drunk. I'll find any man in a joint. I woke up a week later in intensive care. The only thing I could hear was that little voice in the back of my head.
What are you doing, Thyme? Laying around here feeling sorry for yourself? I'm ashamed to call myself the little boy in the back of your head.
Did I mention it was an annoying little voice?
Some guy stole your day, and you're sitting around watching Ellen reruns like a white mom. Where's your mind? You make me sick.
I hate to admit it, that little voice was right. I was a detective, a shameless, a gumshoe, a bloodhound, a bird dog. Well, a dick.
You can say that one again, Thyme.
A dick.
Oh no, Mr. Thyme, you can't get out of bed yet. I'm not well healed.
Listen up. I ain't got no time to worry about my 401k. There's a dame out there and she needs my help. She's the most beautiful, most vibrant broad I've ever met. Not to mention she's built like a brick pagoda. And I've got to go and rescue her.
Oh, you're so romantic. Why can't I get a guy like you that's loyal and dependable and loving and I think maybe just take my number.
I took Miss Shapley's number, just in case things didn't work out with Molly. Then removed all of these weird and wonderful medical devices. Grabbed my fedora and headed for the office. I have to wait for these people.
Oh, you're back.
Wait, what? What about it?
No, silly. I meant you're here, back in the office.
If you were sharp, she noticed things. If you're my sweet,
Yes, dear.
get me everything you can on a guy named Dracula. Count Dracula.
You hear that?
Last known address, 13 Abomination Lane, Transylvania.
A few hours later, Effie oscillated in with the info.
Well, anything interesting, apricots?
No. I mean, other than this guy being born in the 16th century. Oh, and that he's a vampire. Nah, nothing out of the ordinary.
Well, thanks anyway, Angeline.
It's nice to hear.
I watched her oscillate out of my office, returned my eyeballs to the general vicinity of my face, and started to thumb through the file. Killed 10,000 people before he was 20, yada da da da. Slaughtered another 5,000, blah blah blah. Bitten by a vampire bat. Yeah. Lives on the blood of virgins, so on and so on. Can only be killed with a wooden stake through the heart. The one thing the file didn't tell me was where I could find him. I tossed the file onto my desk. That's when a small piece of paper fluttered to the floor. I bent down and picked it up. It said, Dracula. The Count had recently been seen in London. After reducing the virgin population to 0, he moved on to Paris, where he found the pickings slim. And then to Vereniging, where he almost starved to death. The trail had run cold again. I was at a dead end. I didn't have a clue.
Hey, detective boy, ask yourself some questions.
What questions?
Like if you were Count Dracula. Where would you go?
San Francisco.
No. Tokyo? Also no.
Rome.
No. But try, where's no place like?
There's no place like,
How about home? How about home?
Oh, yeah. Dracula would go somewhere he felt safe. Somewhere he knew the surroundings. Somewhere... so close, it's so far.
He is heading for Transylvania, you butts!
I've got it! Dracula is heading for Transylvania.
I'll think of that one. It's not like I guessed it in the first place. Can you just please not to beat me up?
There's bloody sound to that mission.
Keep your cool, dude. You don't have to get aggressive.
I'm not aggressive, I'm just functional.
We'll figure out this case. We've got it. It's okay.
Have you?
No, prove it!
Hey, all right, folks. Time to get some more grub so we can get the rest of the show on the go. Come on, eat up, eat up. All right, so if you lot finished eating, you got your cell phones on silent again. Can we start? Get this thing over with.
It was midnight when the train finally got in. But this being Transylvania, the train always arrived at midnight. I decided to drop in at the mausoleum for old time's sake. I took a shortcut through the cemetery. The place was dead. But the cemetery wasn't rocking either. Nothing had changed. The joint was as dark, dank, dingy, damp, decaying, decrepit, dreary, dismal, and depressing as ever. And everything about it reminded me of her. Even the cigarette butts in my old ashtray, round and firm and fully packed, just like Molly.
Long time no see.
Egon looked the same as he always did, but ugly.
You ain't no George Clooney yourself, you know. Another drink, another bloody Mary.
Nah, let's make it a decaf vanilla latte. Heavy on the decaf.
You're kidding.
I may joke, but I never kid. I'm off the sauce for good, Igor.
A dame.
Didn't know it showed.
Dames.
Yeah, dames. There ain't nothing like her. Nothing in the world.
There ain't nothing you can name that is anything like a dame.
There are no drinks like a dame.
There is nothing that looks like a dame.
There are no books like a dame.
And there is nothing that acts like a dame.
Thyme, you are embarrassing me. We do not have the budget for this type of music.
One decaf, vanilla, latte thing.
Wow. Well, hello, Time.
I never saw her slide into the stool next to me. And for good reason. She didn't cast a reflection in the mirror. I found that odd.
Buy a girl a drink.
I recognized her right off.
Mandy.
Wrong.
Sandy.
Sorry.
Candy.
Ah!
Randy.
You're not even close.
Please don't it on your marker.
Does it look like I won't tell you then.
Well then, who on earth are you?
Why don't you just call me Molly?
And why would I want to do that?
Because it's my name, Thyme.
Nothing about her was the same. Not the hair I once caressed. Not the soft complexion I touched. Not the brown eyes I once gazed into. Not the lips I had once covered with kisses. And certainly not those.
So I heard you were back.
News travels fast.
Well, Transylvania is a small town. About that drink?
Sure thing. Igor,
Yes, master.
get the little lady whatever she wants.
You still make your Bloody Marys with real blood, Igor?
Thyme. All.
In that case, make mine a double.
While Igor opened up a vein, I turned my attention to Molly.
Sir, why are you here, Thyme?
Well, I would have told you the railroad brought me, but anyway.
I mean, why? Why are you here?
Oh, yeah, that. See, I'm here to bring you back. Back to the world you belong in. Back where the sun is shining and children are laughing and I can't think of any more joyous things.
You are making me nauseous.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Go on, Thyme. Go back to where you came from.
Nope, I am not leaving here without you.
Well, you're just going to have to. Say, Chad, have you just let us jump forward without?
You're carrying on regardless, don't mind me. And Nico's trying to give you a drink by the way.
A double Mary. As you want.
Thank you.
I watched her chuck it down without taking a breath. My heart stood still.
Now you need to take him to go back.
Go back, Thyme. Like I said, you have to go back.
I refuse. Again.
Well, you're just going to have to. Because as you said, the sun is coming up. I have to go.
You're going back to him.
You mean Dracula?
Of course I mean Dracula.
Well, you could say it was still an item.
You know, I don't get this. You're the most full of life, most vibrant broad I've ever met. And he's the whitest white guy I ever saw.
Well, Thyme, he's in my blood. Quite literally. He's in my blood.
What kind of a hold does he have on you?
Oh, you wouldn't understand.
Oh, try me.
I can't explain it. All I know is once you go Drac, you never go back. Goodbye, Thyme.
And with that, she was gone. Gone with the wind, gone with the setting sun, gone with...
I think I'm trying to offer him a latte.
I may just do that. Would you like another vanilla decaf, whatever it was that you wanted?
No. Let's make it a double, Bloody Mary. Positive.
Are you sure, master? Do you want the hard stuff?
Of course I'm sure. Of all the mausoleums, in all of the towns, in all of Transylvania, she had to walk into this one.
Master, you wanted the hard stuff Oh, positive.
I think you need him to play something.
Oh, yeah. Well, while you're busy with that, Nim, I think there's something I want you to play, and play it properly.
Your wish is my command, master.
At least if she can stand it, so can I. Follow her. Yeah, that's strong enough apparently. I'm always waiting for ramen these days.
The sound of a rooster crowing woke me up. And the sound of a wolf eating that rooster reminded me I was in Transylvania.
I had decided it was time to drop in on Count Dracula.
For Transylvania, the weather was unseasonably mild, but in the dark, dank, dingy, damp, decaying, decrepit, dreary, dismal, and depressing Transylvanian countryside, I suddenly realized I was lost. My only refuge was a dark, foreboding castle perched precipitously over jagged rocks, being pounded by an angry and merciless sea. It seemed vaguely familiar, but then again, every castle in Transylvania is foreboding and perched precipitously over jagged rocks, being pounded by an angry and merciless sea.
Oh, look, another doorbell.
When no one answered, I rang it again. I waited, still no answer. I walked around the castle until I found an open window and climbed in. The room was filled with coffins as far as the eye could see. It looked like a showroom at Forest Lawn. I made my way down a dark, dank, dingy, damp, decaying, decrepit, dreary, dismal and depressing hallway. Behind every door, rooms were filled with coffins. I pushed open one last door. The lid to an elaborately carved casket was slowly opening. And there he was, dressed immaculately in a perfectly tailored Pierre Cardin tuxedo with matching cape. You had to hand it to the guy. He really knew how to accessorize.
Good evening, Mr. Thyme. We were expecting you.
I've come for the girl.
I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific. My castle is filled with ghouls.
Not one of your ghouls, the girl.
So, which girl.
Let's call her Molly.
And why is that?
Because it's her name.
Sorry, doesn't ring a bell. Perhaps you could tell me her blood type?
Here. Pull this horrid thing off, man. Put a hole in it, I promise you. Pull it off.
Leave it alone, Thyme.
It was Molly. At least, I thought it was Molly. But face it, in the dark, one undead dame looks pretty much like every other undead dame.
Back off, zombie hips. I'm gonna punch this guy's ticket for good.
I cannot be killed, Mr. Thyme. That is not possible.
Not even with this. It even has your name on the side.
I believe that says Louisville Slugger.
Sorry. Count Dracula.
Well, in that case, it is possible.
I'm going to take this stake and drive it right through your little, itty-bitty, teeny-weeny little heart, bad boy.
At last, all those hours of this old house is gonna pay off.
I won't let you kill him, Thyme.
Back off, corpse girl.
I won't. I love him. I love him. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow.
Step away from the vampire, and nobody else has to get hurt.
I won't. I will follow him wherever he may go. A mountain too high, a valley so deep I could keep me away from my love.
From out of nowhere, the room was filled with bats. Ugly, slimy, disgusting, detestable, frightful, ghastly, monstrous, nauseating, really yucky, ugly bats. I tried to fight them off. I was outnumbered.
Hey, Thyme.
What now?
I have a suggestion.
Well, spill it! Run! Good point.
You're welcome.
I couldn't escape. The bats were everywhere, ripping my clothes, tearing at my flesh. Every door I tried was locked. It was like that scene from that Hitchcock movie. You know, the one where Tippy Hedron was attacked by birds. Only this time, the birds were bats, and I was Tippy Hedron. Then, there it was, an open door. If I could only get in. And I was in. At last, I was safe.
We meet again, Mr. Thyme.
Well, it may be safe was overstating it a little bit.
Redfield!
Yes, master.
Renfield, how would you like to have an assistant?
An assistant, master.
Yes, an assistant. Someone to do whatever you tell them to do. The way you do everything I tell you to do.
Everything, master.
Yes, everything, Renfield.
Even sweeping up the bat guano, master.
Yes, Renfield, like sweeping up the bed guano.
What must I do, master?
Well, for starters, you could grab Mr. Thyme's arms and pin them behind his back.
Call it off, or I'll have to plug him.
Unless you're the Lone Ranger, and that gun has silver bullets, it will do no harm to Renfield. You see, he's already dead.
With a try.
You've become an annoyance, Mr. Thyme. It's time
forgot one little thing, Dracula.
What did I forget?
I ain't no virgin.
Well, in that case, I can make an exception.
Ah, don't you dare do me any favors, you horrid creature! You forgot one more thing, Dracula.
What did I forget?
Daylight savings time. You know, spring forwards, fall backwards.
Oh, Renfield, why didn't you tell me? What do I pay you for?
You don't, master. You don't.
Well, in that case, remind me to define your retirement plan. One last request before you nail me against the wall.
And, what might that be?
Don't nail me against the wall.
Request denied. Insurance.
I've waited such a long time for somebody to do that.
And who the hell are you?
But,
Abraham Van Helsing.
yes. Abraham Van Helsing.
Dr. Abraham Van Helsing.
Correct. Dr. Abraham Van Helsing.
I thought you were dead.
Oh, I was.
I don't get it.
Well, whilst I was once a living dead, you knew me as Renfield.
That abomination of Renfield.
Correct. But now that Dracula... But now that What's-His-Face is dead, I have once again returned to the handsome, debonair Dr. Alexander Van Helsing. That, you know, men want to be and women want to be.
Oh, time! Well, hello there. Yes, Time. It's me. I'm alive, free, and a virgin once again.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Oh, Time. You saved my life. How could I ever repay you?
Well, I'm sure if we had put our heads together and think, we could come up with some sort of solution.
Oh, I know. I'm going to devote my whole life to making you happy.
Keep talking.
Once. We're married, of course.
I don't recall mentioning the M word to Molly. Matter of fact, I don't recall mentioning the M word to any dame.
Oh, we'll be so happy. In our white cottage. With the white picket fence.
What is it with a woman? Save a man's life, buy him a drink, take him out to the ball game if you wish. It does not mean he moves in and starts redecorating.
You and me. And little Justin Jr. And little Martha. And little Judy.
Yeah. Hello, Anna.
Yes. This is Transylvania 65000. Of course. Tell him right away.
Yes. Doctor?
At your office, Mr. Thyme, something terrible happened. Something about murders at a room wall.
Oh, I'd better get on that right away.
But Time, what about us? I know. You can take me with you.
No can do, Lemon ears. See, what I've got to do, you cannot be any part of. Where I've got to go, you cannot follow. You see, I'm not good at playing the what do you call it? The noble and handsome knight, you see. One day you'll understand this.
One day?
Yeah.
One day? But what about now, Time?
Now here's looking at you, kid.
What the hell does that mean?
Leave before I change my mind. what every other dame I've ever known does.
And what is that?
Suffer.
Oh, Thyme, you do care.
So, Doctor, those are murders. How many are we talking?
None.
None?
0. Nada. Buckets.
But that phone call.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That was my secretary reminding me I have a breakfast meeting at 9.
No, I don't get it. Again.
You know, Mr. Thyme, for a detective, I thought you'd be a bit more perspicacious.
I would, if I knew what that word meant.
When you see, Mr. Thyme, I was just returning a favor.
What favor?
You should tell him there were actually no murders. That's true, thank you. There were no murders at Broomhall. That's why I was returning a favor. Because you see, we are both men of the world, Mr. Thyme. And even though that day was a delectable morsel, you have, how should I put it, a more expansive culinary palate.
Yeah, could you put that in plain English?
You saved my life, and I just saved yours.
True. You know what, Doctor? I think this could be the start of a great and glorious friendship.
Life, like people, are so hard to find. Can't put anything off when the scenes are finished.
Oh, Justy!
It's you. Again? Oh, Dracula, we mustn't.
Oh, Drac. It happens to every vampire once in a while. You've just been under a lot of stress.
I'm sure you'll be sucking with the best of them. In the meantime, we'll be so happy, you and I. And little Dracula. And little Sylvia. And little Styler. And little Vladimir. I just had the perfect idea for the wedding dress.
It's a skin-tight black number.
I'm going to look sexy in it. Let me go and get it for you.
Do you mind?
Thank you. And now I have to clean up this mess. Girls! Come and clean up this. It's not my problem.
that is the end of the show.
Guys, this is the cast of the case of how Dracula, something along the line. Something it's a dozen time mystery, guys, just bow.
Still going.
Guys, this was our. Yes, you can stop now. Tell me to keep going until we just decide to stop. Wow, guys, this is our last performance of the show, and you guys are the lucky ones to have seen the best one. They said we always save the best for last, and you guys have truly, truly been the best. Truly. Give yourselves a round of applause. Things up, we just want to say thank you again for coming out tonight, and we hope that you guys have enjoyed the evening. You may compliment me on my food. If you didn't like it, don't tell me. Just so it's fine. I will take it personally. It's fine. It's fine. But regardless, if the food was terrible, the bar is open, so you can get it. So when the house lights are put on now, you can go to the bar because it's far. Who doesn't want to go there, right? Guys, come out.
Have you got Bloody Marys?
Igor!
With real blood.
No, this is a strict lack version.
Open up the vein, Igor!
The Bloody Marys.
Oh, positive.
Finish! The bar is open.
The bar is open. Guys, you must have a wonderful evening and you must drive home safely. Thank you.
And don't forget to thank our director who took time out of her busy schedule to teach all of us this wonderful show.
Oh, thank you.
And we got a